Today, you've tuned in to Toadstool and Fairy Dust for the reading of the book Never Let a Dinosaur Scribble, written and illustrated by Diane Alber. That means she wrote the story and she drew the pictures. Hey, be sure to watch this video all the way to the end because I've created a small craft that you're going to love. I hope you like the story. I recently got a pet dinosaur. I know, it's hard to believe, but it's true. And everyone keeps telling me, never let the dinosaur scribble. Well, why would anyone say such a thing? I mean, dinosaurs are so strong and powerful. So why can't they scribble? I thought, if I gave him just one crayon, what could go wrong? Here you go. Well, I'll tell you. He took off running towards the wall. Oh, we don't scribble on the walls. Only paper, I yelled. Thank goodness my dinosaur has a short attention span. Just before he was going to scribble on the wall, he noticed a couple of stones instead. He started to scribble on one of the stones, which was great. But there was just one problem. He really couldn't see the scribble at all. I could tell he had another idea. He went to grab the paint. Oh, this wasn't going to end well. But surprisingly, it didn't make as big of a mess as I thought. He just quietly painted his little stone. And it turned out awesome. But then he got another idea. He wanted to paint dinosaur-sized stones. It didn't take long before he was rolling boulders into the room, one after another. It had become the biggest rock pile I'd ever seen. And the way he painted the rocks was truly extraordinary. But you couldn't see my floor or my bed anymore. I had to find a place for this rock pile, and quick. Then I heard a noise down the hall. This was it. I was going to be in so much trouble. I popped my head out of the door. My mom was standing right there. Before my mom could say anything, I started to explain the mess she was about to see. Well, it all started when I heard to never let a dinosaur scribble, but I had to find out why. So I gave my dinosaur a crayon, and then he ran towards the wall with it. Thank goodness he got distracted with some small stones and started scribbling on them instead. But he couldn't see the scribble at all, and so then he got some paint. He loved it so much that he got bigger stones, giant ones even, and it made a big mess, and I'm sorry. My mom peeked around the corner and smiled. You didn't make a mess. You made some spectacular stone art. When I turned around, there was just a little pile of stones on my table. No huge boulders and no gigantic rock pile. Still some of the best art ever. All this time, people wanted to stop dinosaurs from scribbling. It could be because they try to draw on walls, or maybe a gigantic rock pile. But if my dinosaur had never scribbled, he would have never learned how to make this amazing stone art. So the next time you hear, never let a dinosaur scribble, just remember, all great art starts with a scribble. And even dinosaurs have to start somewhere. The end. Hey, just like I promised you, here's a quick craft where you can make your own scribble rock just like Dinosaur. Today we're going to use a river rock, so find a smooth rock, wash it up and make sure it's dry. Then use acrylic paint, not watercolor. Acrylic will stick. You might have to cover it a few times just to make sure none of the rock peeks through. I decided for my scribble rock, I'm actually going to make a strawberry. So I got some green acrylic paint and painted some leaves on the top. Once it dried, I went ahead and used a Sharpie to make seeds. And then I topped each seed with a tiny white dot with acrylic paint, just to give it a highlight. Using Mod Podge, I painted over the entire rock. Now, it kind of looks white, but don't worry about it. When it dries, it'll dry clear. But before it dried, I sprinkled a surprise of red glitter. And there's my rock. I've got a scribble rock just like Dinosaur. Have fun!